On March 4, 2025, the world watched with bated breath as President Trump announced a sudden halt to all U.S. military aid to Ukraine. This decision, abrupt and unexpected, caught many off guard. This unexpected declaration sent shockwaves through the international community, reverberating across continents and sparking immediate reactions from world leaders, and ignited fierce debate both within the United States and abroad. Lawmakers, analysts, and citizens alike were quick to voice their opinions, with some supporting the move and others vehemently opposing it. The decision, coming amidst heightened tensions between Ukraine and Russia, has left many questioning the future of U.S. foreign policy and its commitment to global alliances. The geopolitical stakes are high, and the implications of this move are profound. The immediate impact of the aid suspension is significant. Military experts warn that the absence of U.S. support could tilt the balance of power in the region. Ukraine, embroiled in an ongoing conflict with Russian-backed separatists, relies heavily on U.S. military support. The aid has been a lifeline, providing essential resources to bolster Ukraine's defense capabilities. The suspended aid package, approved in late 2024, includes crucial resources like advanced weaponry, training programs, and logistical assistance. These elements are vital for Ukraine's military strategy and operational readiness. Without this vital support, Ukraine's defense capabilities are severely compromised, leaving the nation vulnerable and its citizens anxious about the future. The psychological impact on the Ukrainian populace cannot be understated. The timing of Trump's decision is particularly noteworthy. It coincides with a critical juncture in the conflict, raising questions about the strategic intent behind the move. It comes on the heels of a reported contentious meeting between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The dynamics of this meeting are shrouded in secrecy, but its influence on the decision is undeniable. While details of the meeting remain undisclosed, it's clear that the discussion played a role in Trump's decision-making. The nature of their conversation has become a focal point for analysts trying to decipher the rationale behind the aid suspension. The timing, coupled with Trump's previous actions regarding Ukraine, has fueled speculation and raised concerns about the motivations behind the aid suspension. Critics argue that this move could be part of a broader strategy, while supporters claim it is a necessary step for re-evaluating U.S. foreign commitments. The world now waits to see how this decision will reshape the geopolitical landscape. The balance of power in Eastern Europe hangs in the balance, and the repercussions could extend far beyond the immediate region. The ramifications of halting aid to Ukraine are far-reaching, potentially impacting everything from U.S.-Russia relations to the future of NATO. Allies and adversaries alike are recalibrating their strategies in response to this development. As events continue to unfold, one thing is certain: the world is watching closely, eager to understand the full impact of Trump's bold and controversial decision. The coming weeks and months will be critical in determining the long-term consequences of this pivotal moment in international relations. President Trump has defended his decision to halt military aid to Ukraine, citing his America First agenda as the driving force behind the move. This agenda, which has been a central theme of his administration, emphasizes prioritizing American interests above all else. This rationale, a cornerstone of his presidency, prioritizes American interests and seeks to reduce U.S. involvement in foreign entanglements. Trump has often argued that the United States has been overly involved in international conflicts and that it is time to focus on domestic issues. In his address announcing the aid suspension, Trump emphasized the need to reassess U.S. foreign aid commitments and ensure they align with American national interests. He pointed out that the U.S. has been providing substantial aid to various countries without always seeing a tangible return on investment. Fiscal responsibility is another key element in Trump's justification. He has consistently highlighted the importance of managing the nation's finances prudently, especially given the significant national debt. He has repeatedly stressed the importance of being prudent with taxpayer dollars, arguing that every dollar spent abroad is a dollar not spent on critical domestic needs. Arguing that the U.S. cannot afford to continue providing aid without clear benefits in return, Trump has called for a more strategic approach to foreign aid. This includes ensuring that any aid provided directly supports American interests and security. The president and his supporters argue that the funds allocated for Ukraine's military support could be better used to address domestic issues and strengthen America's own defenses. They believe that investing in infrastructure, healthcare, and education should take precedence. Trump's decision also reflects a broader skepticism towards international institutions and alliances that has characterized his foreign policy. He has often questioned the effectiveness and fairness of these organizations, suggesting that they sometimes take advantage of the U.S. He has consistently questioned the value of organizations like NATO, and has shown a willingness to challenge long-standing partnerships. This approach has led to tensions with traditional allies, but has also resonated with his base, who feel that the U.S. has been shouldering an unfair burden. This approach, often described as unilateralist, prioritizes direct negotiations and bilateral agreements over multilateral cooperation. Trump believes that one-on-one deals allow for better terms and more control over the outcomes. However, critics argue that Trump's America First agenda often comes at the expense of U.S. global leadership and undermines the country's credibility on the world stage. They warn that this inward-looking approach could isolate the U.S. and weaken its influence. They contend that withdrawing support from allies like Ukraine during times of crisis sends a dangerous message and emboldens adversaries like Russia. Critics fear that such moves could destabilize regions and lead to greater conflicts. The debate over the aid suspension, therefore, goes beyond just Ukraine, reflecting deeper divisions within the U.S. about its role in the world and the principles that should guide its foreign policy. This ongoing debate highlights the challenges of balancing national interests with global responsibilities. The sudden halt of U.S. military aid has placed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in a precarious position. This unexpected development has sent shockwaves through the Ukrainian government and military, as they scramble to reassess their strategies and resources. Faced with an ongoing conflict with Russian-backed separatists and now deprived of crucial military support, Zelensky must navigate a complex geopolitical landscape to secure his nation's future. The stakes are incredibly high, as the lack of aid could potentially weaken Ukraine's defensive capabilities at a critical juncture. Despite the challenging circumstances, Zelensky has responded with a mix of diplomacy and determination, seeking to mitigate the impact of the aid suspension while rallying international support for Ukraine's cause. His diplomatic efforts have included reaching out to allies and potential partners, emphasizing the importance of a united front against aggression. In public statements, Zelensky has expressed regret over the contentious meeting with President Trump that preceded the aid halt. He has been candid about the challenges this situation presents, but also resolute in his commitment to finding a solution. However, he has also emphasized his willingness to work with the Trump administration and find a path forward. Zelensky understands that maintaining a working relationship with the U.S. is crucial for Ukraine's long-term security and prosperity. Recognizing the need to address some of the concerns raised by the U.S., Zelensky has offered concessions aimed at fostering peace talks with Russia. These concessions are part of a broader strategy to de-escalate tensions and create a more stable environment for future negotiations. These concessions include a proposal for a partial truce along the front lines, contingent on reciprocal action from Russia. This move is designed to build trust and demonstrate Ukraine's commitment to peace, even in the face of adversity. He has also expressed openness to releasing prisoners held by both sides as a gesture of goodwill. This humanitarian approach aims to ease tensions and pave the way for more substantive peace talks. Additionally, Zelensky has proposed a temporary truce in air and sea operations. This proposal seeks to reduce the risk of accidental escalations and create a more conducive atmosphere for dialogue. Furthermore, Zelensky has signaled his readiness to sign a U.S. proposed deal that would grant American companies access to Ukraine's mineral resources. This economic cooperation could provide a much-needed boost to Ukraine's economy and strengthen ties with the U.S. While navigating the immediate fallout of the aid suspension, Zelensky has also been actively engaging with European leaders to shore up support for Ukraine. His efforts have included participating in high-level meetings and summits, where he has made a compelling case for continued European assistance. He has held phone conversations with UK Labour Party leader Keir Starmer, discussing the implications of the aid suspension and exploring potential avenues for support, and Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte, both of whom reaffirmed their commitment to assisting Ukraine. These discussions have been crucial in ensuring that Ukraine does not stand alone in its time of need. These conversations underscore the importance of international alliances for Ukraine as it grapples with the consequences of the U.S. aid halt. By strengthening these alliances, Zelensky aims to build a resilient support network that can help Ukraine weather this storm and emerge stronger. The international community has reacted to President Trump's decision to halt military aid to Ukraine with a mixture of concern, condemnation, and calculated opportunism. The move has sent ripples through global alliances, raising questions about U.S. reliability and its commitment to international partnerships. As nations assess the situation and its potential ramifications, the global response to the aid suspension reveals a complex web of interests, anxieties, and strategic calculations. Unsurprisingly, Russia has welcomed the U.S. decision, viewing it as a sign of weakening resolve within the West. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov praised the move, suggesting that it could potentially push Ukraine towards peace talks that would likely favor Russia's interests. The aid suspension, in Moscow's eyes, represents a strategic victory, potentially weakening Ukraine's position and giving Russia greater leverage in the ongoing conflict. In contrast, the European Union has expressed deep concern over the aid halt and its implications for regional stability. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen emphasized the EU's unwavering support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Similarly, UK Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab has voiced strong opposition to the decision, highlighting the risks it poses to global security and the importance of standing by allies in times of need.